So most of you who pre-ordered would have already received communications that due to some unforeseen circumstances, there are delays with the new Shadow tiers. But that communication was somewhat brief, and unless you're up to date with the most recent Shadow News Twitch streams, you may be a little bit in the dark as to what the issue is and what exactly that means for you. But don't you worry, Papa Mark is here to break down the update into a bite-sized format, sprinkled with memes. Why do I feel like Papa Mark's going to become a thing? So firstly, what was the announcement? So at the end of January, you would have received an email which read, "Today we come to you with important news regarding the delivery date of our new configurations, Shadow Boost, Shadow Ultra, and Shadow Infinite. Shadow Boost pre-orders will be fulfilled on time. However, Shadow Ultra and Shadow Infinite pre-orders are delayed to a later date. We know we should have come forward with this information sooner. Our goal as a company is to provide information that is accurate and confirmed. However, given the complexities of the situation, changes continue to happen even today. We believe these new configurations will mark the beginning of a new era in high-end accessible gaming. But more importantly, we want to provide you with the flawless experience that was initially designed. The fact is, we are not there yet. Of course, we developed intermediary solutions so all impacted users can make the most of their Shadow experience in the meantime. Thank you again for your continuous support and embarking on this journey to create the future of computers together." Okay, so as we said, it's nice and apologetic, but it doesn't exactly cover what that means for you. So let's break it down. Firstly, if you pre-ordered the Boost tier back in October when pre-orders were opened up, you're basically unaffected by this update. Your machines will still be delivered as planned in February, and you kind of just get to sit back and laugh at everyone else. As well as that, if you had added additional storage as part of your pre-order, again, there's no delays in that, so that should be delivered as planned in February. Regardless of which tier you chose, if you made the smart decision to add a Shadow Ghost onto your order, these will be delivered as planned and should be delivered by mid-March. Which brings us to the two new tiers, Ultra and Infinite, and the crux of this issue. So a very small glimmer of hope. If you had pre-ordered either the Ultra or the Infinite tiers back in October, there is still a very small chance you may receive your tier as planned in February. But the rest have ultimately been delayed until an unannounced date. The reason given for the delay in these tiers is expansion tests performed in a Shadow test environment showed a last-minute need for hardware changes. Specifically, when talking about the hardware, they said this was due to a component on the motherboard which needed to be changed, and as well as some changes that needed to be made to the water cooling system. Now, as you can imagine, the components which make your Shadow machine magically run aren't something you can just nip down to the local PC shop and grab the components off the shelf and just stick them in the rack. They are specially made, specially designed by manufacturers, and specially fitted into the server racks provided by OVH Cloud. So new specification hardware is currently being procured, at which point they need to be installed into the data centers, and these tests need to be rerun before the new tiers can be rolled out to customers. So Shadow kind of hit on it themselves in their email, but with this email being sent out in late January and people's tiers due to be delivered in February, the question is, could this communication have come sooner, and could they have communicated this better? And of course the answer is absolutely, and personally I like to keep you updated with all of this stuff on the channel here, but honestly I didn't find out until the same time as everyone else. A good reason for that is because they haven't actually really reached out to me in the last 5 months or so. I get it, guys, you're busy. It's fine.
Why don't you like me?
But in terms of could they have communicated this sooner, they did state in the live stream that these issues had only become apparent recently. Previously, when they were doing initial tests with beta testers, they were using the new components spread across a couple of different server racks. So it was only when they went into, as I mentioned, the expansion testing, using a lot of the new hardware on one server, did it become apparent that there were issues. As well as that, they stated before they could reach out to customers with the communications, they needed to go to the company financiers and shareholders to discuss what level of compensation could be given to customers as a result of the delays. Now, they used the word compensation, but to me, it seems more like a workaround, so just keep that in mind. But it seems like the impacted customers are going to have one of 3 options available to them. First, if you had pre-ordered Ultra or Infinite, there's an option to be onboarded in February onto the Boost tier, obviously also at the Boost price. That onboarding will be done in a similar order that they would have been for your Ultra and Infinite tiers, in sort of first come first serve order. And as soon as the new tiers are available, you'll be migrated over onto your new system. Secondly, if you've made the decision that those new 2 tiers are the only ones you want, you can decide to wait and only be onboarded once the new tiers are available. Or lastly, there will be an option to cancel your order altogether and receive a full refund of your pre-order amount. But to me, if you pre-ordered, it was all the way back in October, you've already waited this long. If you're not already a customer, there's a chance to be onboarded onto Boost. It's the same specification I've been using for over 2 years now. It served me well in gaming, making these videos. It just seems like the best option to me. Full communications with precise details about what this means for you and personally tailored options based on your order will be sent out by email on the 19th of February, so keep an eye out for that. One thing they did make clear in the live stream, any changes being made to the servers as a result of this hardware issue will not impact the specification of either the Ultra or the Infinite tiers. Basically, what you pre-ordered, what you paid for is still what you will get when they're delivered. So at this point, if you have any specific questions about your pre-order, I'll take this opportunity to point out to some people who do not realize that this is not a Shadow support channel. Instead, if you have any questions, jump onto the Shadow Discord where they've set up a specific pre-order channel for you to drop your questions, and I will link to that in the description down below. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of this most recent Shadow announcement, your thoughts on their workaround, even your opinion on their communication method. I'll be interested to see your thoughts. This time I won't say if you enjoyed the video because it was kind of bad news, but if you found it helpful, a like rating would be appreciated. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the channel, and as always, I shall see you in the next one.